Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and it looks like we have more information surrounding this upcoming Redmi Note 10, and it comes in the way of the first renders we're seeing based on the images that showed up on Weibo. And for the first time, we're starting to get a picture of what this Redmi Note 10 may look like, and a new look for this phone from the previous Redmi Note 9 series. And so how does this Redmi Note 10's potential look compare to something like the Redmi Note 9? Well guys, luckily for me, I have a Redmi Note 9 in my possession, and this has been a terrific addition to the Redmi 9 series. And so what I want to do in today's video is just kind of step by step compare this image with what we see on this Redmi Note 9 and discuss where the design is very similar and where Redmi is going in a very new direction in terms of design versus the Redmi Note 9. So starting with the front, we see a punch hole cutout on this Redmi Note 10 on the left side, and that is exactly the same placement we see it right here on the Redmi Note 9. The other thing that we notice on the side of the phone is that it will have a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. That also proves that it will be an LCD display similar to the one we see on this Redmi Note 9. But maybe you can judge it there. The bezels of this Redmi Note 10 look a bit smaller than the ones on the Redmi Note 9. But overall, I think they nailed a very modern look on this Redmi Note 9 series, and I'm glad to see that they're adopting a lot of the similar look on this Redmi Note 10. And if they can shrink the bezels a little bit, then it will only look even better. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Because of that side-mounted fingerprint scanner, this will be an LCD display. And I've been hoping to see the first AMOLED display on a Redmi Note series phone, but it looks like we're going to have to wait a bit longer for that to happen. But what we can hope for is a higher refresh rate on this Redmi Note 10 series, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 90 Hz or even 120 Hz refresh rate. That is something that is missing here on this Redmi Note 9. If you're gonna do an LCD, you may as well make it the highest refresh rate possible, and that I think is a decent compromise if you're gonna pick LCD as your display technology. And so on the front, it's a pretty similar look. But looking at the back, it's a totally different story. And so we are seeing a true departure here in the camera layout and look of this Redmi Note 10 series. Now, I have not minded the rectangular cutout on the Redmi Note 9, but I know a lot of you guys out there have actually not been fans of this rectangular layout. Add to that you have this kind of black area here where you have the fingerprint scanner, and I know a number of you have also mentioned that that's not a good look. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this kind of circular camera layout with the edges cut off, but I will tell you guys this is a render, and the real life product will look better in person. Trust me when I say that. It looks a lot better in person. And beyond that, we'll get a standard kind of glossy back on this Redmi Note 10 series. I would love to see kind of more matte backs like the kind we saw on the Redmi 10X 5G. That gold variant had this really nice matte back texture, but at the same time having an understated back, just like the one here on this gorgeous Redmi Note 9, is not a problem as well. All in all, comparing this image to what we have here on the Redmi Note 9, and you see it's kind of an evolution, not so much of a strict departure from what has made this Redmi Note 9 series a great device. And so we will have to wait longer to get an AMOLED display on a Redmi Note series phone, but if they are able to get a higher refresh rate on that phone with a larger capacity and even better cameras on the back, I think we will have a winner here in this Redmi Note 10, a solid evolution from what we saw here on the Redmi Note 9. But hit me up in the comments. What are your thoughts on these potential renders of the Redmi Note 10? And what do you think of the circular cutout camera versus kind of the more rectangular cutout? I know some of you go one way and some go another, so hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. Stay tuned, guys. Next week is going to be a big one here on the channel. Some great releases and some great phones coming very soon. That's my only hint I'm going to give you. Anyways, that's it for this one, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.